Okay, now, woman. Hello? Can you hear me? So we
So we so we so we so
yeah, it's up. You can hear it now.
You up?
Yeah. I just don't know how to do all this Instagram shit. I don't know how to. Um, how do you go live on? Oh, there it is, right there. Okay. No, 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 no. Oh, fuck. God damn it. There it is. There. But the fucking problem is my phone.
Mm,
The problem is my phone. It'll fall. It's heavy.
do you want me to get you something?
Mm, no. No, I'm not gonna fuck with it because I'm gonna get pissed off. So I'm not gonna deal with it. I'll just do it off this and then the TikTok. Just go. You have to go live on the TikTok again. You need this.
Oh,
Yeah. So what I did is I used one of these plugs like this one
mm-hmm.
and one that has the USB. So I ran this plug. I ran the USB to the back of the laptop. I mean, to the that little box, the little thing, and ran it into here. So I'm able to leave my power cable plugged in. So my power cable is still plugged in. You have to go live on there. You haven't hit the live button yet. Once they start going from there, then hopefully they'll start going over there. I need to get me another phone because this phone's just way too fucking bulky for doing this shit. If I had another phone, I can buy a phone stand for it. That hooks to those things that I have. I have two of those poles. where I can hook 2 phones to them.
Mhm.
But my phone is just too fucking bulky for that. So that's why I don't have a thing for it. It's too big. So otherwise I'll go on Instagram Live. Okay, so
If you want, I could try. I'll do it for you. Don't worry about it. Go live and I'll hook it up for you.
yeah, but how? This thing's too heavy.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, we'll just set it up first.
Yeah, I'll
Let me
set
sit
it
here
up.
and do it.
Tell everybody who you are.
Yeah, we came back on. I figured it out. What happened earlier is I unplugged my power, and my laptop died on me. So it was okay for TikTok because we're going off TikTok off the phone, but the YouTube is off the laptop, and the laptop died on me. So I unplugged the wrong cable. So I got a lot of people coming from TikTok. So again, if there's anything that you guys want to know about about um our marriage, our life, the cancer, uh, you know, the biker scene. You know what I mean? If it's something that I can talk about, I'll talk about. As far as the biker scene goes, um, there's just certain things that I won't talk about, or certain people that I'm not going to talk about. So, um, but if you have questions on that stuff, you know what I mean. The other thing is, if you can, I know that this, 'cause we got a lot of people coming in from TikTok, and it just trips me out that I don't know why. Um, TikTok, I always get a lot of people coming in, but I have like almost 30,000 followers on Instagram, and um, let me see. Okay, that's good. Um, so it just trips me out that I get more people off TikTok, and I'm not even on the TikTok. I don't go on there. What's up? What's up in Texas? I'm not on TikTok. I don't. I mean, yeah, there's a TikTok channel, but that's my wife that runs that shit. I don't get on TikTok.
So you guys that are on TikTok right now, just know that I run this page for him. It's just we're trying to put as much exposure. What?
Hanford, yeah, that's Hanford. What
What's up?
Central California, Hanford? That's over there by Madera, right? I know it's not too far from Fresno. New Mexico. That's where my family's from. My family's from New Mexico. Well, my dad's family is from New Mexico, from um um it's northern part of New Mexico.
By Fresno.
By Tahoe. Yeah, Hanford by Hanford by Fresno. Yeah, because I remember in Tulare. Yeah, I used to live out there. I lived out there in Fresno for a few years. When I got out, in '92, so I went up to Fresno for a little bit. But I lived out there in the '80s too. I lived out there for 1 year, and went to Fresno High School in Bullard, DeWolf, Hamilton. But then I got kicked out of the district, so I came back down to Southern California. Um, yeah, my family's from right up there in like I think it's like Las Vegas, by Las Vegas, New Mexico. I think up that way. But my great grandmother was Muscleto Apache. Um, and then my dad was living in Albuquerque for a little while. I went out there one time. Well, actually, I went out there to work one time, but I went out there to go visit my dad one day, and I drove right back. I couldn't stay out there in New Mexico. It's just desert. I didn't like it. I drove like 15 hours, and I drove right back.
So you're a city boy?
Yeah, I couldn't do it. There was just there was no trees. It was just rocks and desert, and I came right back. Uh, right now I'm okay. I was feeling like shit a little while ago, uh, like dizzy and shit like that. But I'm okay right now. Uh, Like I keep getting out of breath. But other than that, I'm all right. Jason, what's up, bro? How you doing? You gotta come down and hang out with me one of these days. So right now I'm live on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So for any of you guys though that are um on YouTube, I mean on Instagram and TikTok, if you can go to YouTube and subscribe to that. I mean, you don't have to go on there right now, but just to subscribe to the channel. It helps me out, you know. Oh, that's my mom. What's going on, mom? My mom's on there. Yeah, Jason, come down one day, come down with your wife, you know, we go and me, you and my wife and your wife go have some dinner or something, hang out. I don't know, you get another bike yet or what?
Um, if you guys that are on TikTok, if you guys can do us a favor and just share this, we'd really appreciate it. It's just it would get the more exposure. Um, and all we're doing is kind of sharing our story. We haven't really seen a lot of people like us doing what we do. I'm sure there is, but not. We just haven't come across it in our community. We haven't. I haven't. Um, so we are in Southern California in the I
In the Inland
I
Empire.
Inland Empire. Um, we always do the films, or we film in here is our garage, but we call it the barrage. um this is where we do a lot of the different platforms. We have YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I have my Instagram, he has his Instagram. I run his TikTok page for him. And we both kind of have access to the YouTube channel. So if you guys could just share the live and let us know what you want to hear. We're kind of like, we're open to any questions that you have.
Yeah, right now it's like kind of like an open format.
It's an open
So,
forum. So if you have
um,
questions, go ahead and ask them.
hey, Jason, are you gonna go to Born Free?
Who's going to Born Free, by the
Yeah,
way?
who's going to Born Free? Oh, there's my boy Archie right there. I know he's going with us. Um, yeah, I'm feeling all right now. I was a little sick earlier. Like I don't know, I wouldn't call it sick, but I was just I couldn't catch my breath
And his sugar dropped.
and my sugar dropped and I just got dizzy and so I was just going through that shit. Um, but I'm right now. I'm okay. It's just I keep having issues with being short of breath.
Right now, we don't know how many more chemo sessions he has left. He
There
did
is
do.
no
There is no end
there
right
is
now.
no as of right now there for the chemo there uh for the chemo it's last time I had asked the doctor about the chemo it was just pretty much it's like it boils down to what's gonna do more damage to you. Is it the chemo's gonna do more damage to you, or is the cancer gonna do more damage to you? Pretty much what's killing you faster, the cancer or the chemo? That's what it all boils down to. You know what I mean? So eventually you got to stop. Eventually you can't do it no more. You know what I mean? Your body is not gonna take it no more. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to feel more and more effects from it now than I did before. Before it was easy for me to recover from it. Now it's not. You know what I mean? It's harder. I'm just getting more and more side effects from the shit. You know what I mean? So, but um, I keep going. I mean, I keep doing it. And if it comes to a point where they say, "Well, hey, you know what? You can't do the chemo no more because the chemo is going to kill you before the cancer is going to kill you. So you got to stop doing it." Um, then I have to stop. But the problem is once you stop, then the cancer starts to spread again. You know what I mean? So
It's been a year and a half. He's
yeah,
been on
so
chemo for a year and a half, once a week. So he just finished his 38th round. Yeah, a lot of people will look at him and say, "Oh, he doesn't look sick," but people who've known us for many years or known him for a long time know, he dropped 60 pounds. He has a port. I don't know if you want to show your port. So
Yeah.
he has
I don't know if you can
it's called
see
a
it here.
Mediport.
You can't see it. I have a thing here. It's right here.
It's right here.
So it's right here. It's just it's a little circle thing under my skin that's where they hook the chemo up to. Uh, Before I was doing another chemo, I'd have to stay hooked up to it at home. So I was doing that for like I would be hooked up to it for like 2 or 3 days, and then I'd go back and they'd take it off. I don't have that no more. That's a different kind of chemo. I'm the one I'm doing now. I don't have to do that. It looks like a little lemon. That's what it looks like. It's a little yellow ball, and it's compressed with the air and has the chemo treatment, the chemo medicine in here, the medicine in it, and it constantly pushes the chemo into you all for like 24 hours a day for 3 days. But I don't have that anymore. That's a different treatment. They took me off that one and put me on some other stuff. But I might have to go on another one um, within the next few weeks because the one I'm on right now is not doing anything. It's not working no more. It's like I'm at a standstill right now. Like we were explaining earlier in the other video that I'm at a standstill right now where it's not spreading, but it's not killing off the cancer. I still have cancer. So we have to find out what's gonna um what's gonna happen next. If they're gonna give well, most likely they're gonna change the chemo on me. And that's the only thing that it doesn't worry me, but it just like because every treatment, different treatment they give you fucks you up even more. From the neuropathy of my fingers and my feet, my in my mouth. Um, my blood is really thin now, so if I get like a small cut, it won't stop bleeding. Because my blood's not clotting like it's supposed to. Um, or this well another side effect. I couldn't sleep before, so I had to take Ambien or whatever to try to fall asleep. Um, So I don't know what the next treatment is gonna be, what it's gonna do. You know what I mean? If it's gonna make me sick. The last time my hair fell out, finally my hair finally grew back. So my hair fell out, my mustache was falling out. I didn't lose my eyebrows, um, or my arm hair, but my hair on my head and my mustache fell out. And so that was the side effect of that shit that I'm on right now. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the next one. Because they're gonna have to change it because it's not working no more. That's the reason why I'm going to do another scan. I'm gonna do another scan on the 11th, and I'll find out. Within like 4 days, they'll call me to the doctor and let me know, like, okay, we're gonna have to do different chemo and radiation, or there's no surgery though. People ask about surgery. There's no surgery for it. For some people there is, like my friend Tony, he had kidney cancer, and he was able to they removed his kidney. So he had surgery to remove the cancer. Other people, they can remove the cancer, but once you hit stage 4, that means the cancer's in your bloodstream. There's no need to do no surgery because it's already in your bloodstream. You know what I mean? You go from stage 4 to terminal cancer. You know what I mean? So you're just like a step away from when you get terminal cancer, there's nothing they can do for you. That's it. They can just keep you comfortable for until it's time for you to go, but that's it. But stage 4 is like it's in your bloodstream already. It went from my esophagus to my stomach. At one point,
Lymph nodes.
my lymph nodes, my liver, and then my shoulder.
Well, it was a lymph node.
Yeah,
That was
the
attacking.
shoulder. It had a big lump here in my shoulder. That went away.
That was scary because it was actually it was an infection.
The kidneys, my liver's okay, but my stomach is still uh, shows the cancer. So there's no they can't do surgery because it's already in my bloodstream.
Not right now. Not right now, or even.
No, they can't do it. It's already in your bloodstream. There's nothing they can do.
Nat, sorry to hear about your mom. Yeah, cancer is evil. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care if you're rich, poor, young, and old. It will get you when you least expect it. we got married in 2020 in Vegas, and it was, we're just starting our journey together. And in 2020, what, 2023, we get hit with
22.
cancer.
2022. In 2022. So we got married in 2020, and 2 years later, I get cancer. So
So
and I got to go through this shit.
but it's okay, because we are looking at it as we were supposed to deal with this together. I was supposed to be with him, and so that he had somebody strong to deal with it. Otherwise, it wasn't meant for him to do this journey by himself.
When you first found out you had cancer, what stage were you at? I was already at stage 4. The kind of cancer I have, the esophageal cancer, they usually won't catch it until stage 3 or stage 4. And it's like the fifth rarest cancer you can have. You know what I mean? It's like not, there's all kinds of cancers out there, but it's like the 5th rarest one you can get. And so when they find it, it's at third stage 3 or stage 4, and I was already at stage 4 when they found out. So yeah, I was at the, you know the very, because there's 5. I think it's the 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's 5. The symptoms: I couldn't eat no more. I had the tumor in my esophagus grew where I couldn't swallow no more. I couldn't swallow, and I was losing weight fast. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't eating no more. Or if I try to eat, I'll throw up. So I I ended up going to the doctor, and then they try to put a scope down my throat to see what was going on, why I couldn't swallow food no more. And it's not like I had a lump, a big ball or something right here, a tumor. It's not like that. Like you see on like fucking Dr. Pimple Popper or something. You don't see it. It's inside, where in your esophagus. So it would grow so big though that it closed off the where you swallow. And so I couldn't really, it was really small where I can barely swallow anything. And so yeah, that's how I found out. They tried to stick a scope down there to find out, and they couldn't get in there. It wouldn't go down. So then
The mass was blocking
yeah, it was
the
blocking the
camera.
camera.
So that's how the doctor, after the endoscopy was done, they couldn't even finish it because they couldn't even get into the stomach because the tumor was so big. He came out and told me that he found a mass, and the next step was just to go see an oncologist. I don't know what the boom boom room is, but we're inside of our garage. We turned it into a bar.
It could be
Somebody-
a boom room if you're gonna.
But it can be a boom
if you're a
room.
stripper looking for a stripper. Unless you're a dude, I don't want you to be stripping in here. But if you're a female, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people are
Mhm.
dealing with
cancer.
cancer, man. A lot of people, that's why I always tell people, go get checked. You should go get checked. It doesn't take much, you know what I mean, to go get checked. And
Get
because
those yearly physicals. Yearly physicals are something that everyone should be doing, from your kids to you as women to you as men. He never did it, and I would always push him, do it, do it, do it. And there's a lot of changes that he's done with his life as soon as him and I got together. But one of them was his health. But in the very beginning, I would say, hey, you need to go to the doctor. You should. When's the last time we did a physical? But it's you guys need to go. You need to go. Blood work answers a lot of things. If anything is not right, your body, say something, question it, say you want to get these testings done. It's really, really important to get to push. And if the doctor's not hearing you, then ask for a different doctor. You're not tied to a physician.
No, I didn't have heartburn. I don't even really know what the hell that feels like.
You did. So yeah, you kind of would. Remember, you would experience like heartburn or acid reflux or something associated with that.
What up, Lizard?
But
The Lizard King. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? You're another person that I'd like to see soon. Whenever you have some time. When you got some time, come swing by the house. You know where I'm at. Come by and hang out for a little while, Daniel. Yeah, I mean, hospice could be next. But that doesn't worry me. You know what I mean? I don't worry about that kind of shit. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of these things. You know what I mean? That's just the way life is. You know what I mean? So it is. I'm here right now. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I want to do right now. I'm still working and shit like that, and I drink beer and I'll do all the things I'm still doing. You know what I mean? Most people that go through this kind of shit, they want to change everything about themselves. You know what I mean? They'll stop drinking. They want to eat the healthiest of foods. They just they're trying to save themselves. You know what I mean? And I don't look at it that
But there's
way.
nothing wrong with that.
Ah, yeah,
If
yeah.
that's if
Whatever
that's
the way
what you
you want to deal
choose.
with the shit, that's up to you. You know what I mean?
Cancer, the way you
I'm
want to
just
deal with cancer is a personal journey. So
Yeah, I'm living my life the way that I want to live it. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people out there that do have an opinion. You know what I mean? But that's their opinion. You know what I mean? They have opinion on what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's like, hey, you don't live my life. You know what I mean? Like, if you're afraid, then you shit. You know, like they say, if you're scared, go to church. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid, so I'm gonna live my life the way that I want to live it, yeah, every day. You know what I mean? So that way I don't live with a bunch of regrets like other people do. You know what I mean?
someone asked that when you eat a meal, do you sit down and eat or are you eating on the go? You sit down and eat.
Yeah, I sit down and eat. Yeah, I don't eat on the go, and usually, I mean,
He
I don't eat
wasn't one that
much.
had a big appetite anyway. For people who don't know, he did have gastric bypass surgery in 2012. So he ate very small portions, anyways.
Yeah, I don't.
This isn't on.
Then why does that move?
It's weird. I think I lowered the volume.
Hold on.
It's
There. Yeah, it's on. I can see it moving. Yeah,
It was typical, right?
yeah.
Truck drivers.
That's a typical thing for a truck driver, man. You'll gain a bunch of weight and shit. As a truck driver, you're sitting down all day and you're eating fast food. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of. Hey, it's a trip, man. I was thinking about this the other day. Cause I usually go to work like an hour early. So I'm supposed to be there at like I'm supposed to be there at 4:30 in the morning. But I usually show up around 3:30, 3:45, and I sit in my car because I don't like going to work right away. I sit in my car, drink my coffee, and I just kind of relax before I go to work. I've been like that for years. You know what I mean? It's just something that I do. I don't like to be late either. So it's like I always think like, hey, what if I get a flat tire on the way to work? I still have time to fix my flat, put on the spare and get to work without being late. You know what I mean? And I see guys when I get to work, they're rushing. I'm sitting in the car watching these guys and they're rushing, jumping out of their car, grabbing their shit. Some of them even running to hurry up and get in the office to clock in because they're running late already. And I don't like that feeling. But I was watching this dude the other day and this one dude pulled up next to me. He was in my car has tint like dark tint, so you can't see in there. So I'm just sitting there and watching him. And he gets to his trunk and he pulls out a backpack. He throws that on. Then he has a shoulder bag. He throws that on. And then he has a little like the ones with the wheels on it, like a carry-on type of, and he has that and he's wheeling that shit. And I'm looking at him like, what the fuck are you bringing? It was all lunch stuff. I'm like, no wonder you guys are fat. You know what I mean? Look at all
You
this
were one of
food.
those people, though,
Yeah, but
too.
no, I never take lunch like that.
No, but you
This
ate
dude
out a lot.
had a roller suitcase. I see guys with big ass lunch pails. Like, there's a dude I work with. He's not fat. I don't know how he doesn't get fat, but I seen him eat like 3 burritos in one day. His wife makes him food, and I'm like, damn, you ate 3 burritos. Like, you can eat 3 burritos. Like, fuck, bro. He's not fat, but it's like, you're gonna get fat one day.
Or
But
it just
that's the
gives you,
life of
or it
a
gives you diabetes, high cholesterol. It gives you all that.
that's the life of a truck driver. You know what I mean? Being out there on the fucking road.
Uh, where are we from? We are from Southern California, the IE area, exactly. Upland.
Yeah, but I'm from the harbor area. I grew up in
Oh,
the harbor area and I grew up in Inglewood, so I was back and forth down Inglewood Avenue. Um,
I grew up
from
in
in,
and I grew up in Azusa.
yeah, so I would go back and forth from Inglewood into the harbor. off Inglewood Avenue. You know what I mean? So I grew up in both areas, Inglewood and the Harbor. My family lived in Inglewood, but they were also from the Harbor, so we'd be back and forth constantly. But I've been out here since I've been in IE since 2000, no, 1995, 1996. I came out here when I was 21, so 1995.
There's some locals here, La Puente, Pomona.
Yeah, I used to be hang on Puente too, and I go through Pomona every fucking day, and the the police over there don't give a shit about that city. And I lived in Fresno. See, another person from Fresno. I used to live in Fresno for a couple years too. I've been all over the place though, man.
If you haven't done it already, sign in to the YouTube channel because there's some funny ass stories that he tells on the YouTube channel.
The harbor area is
What would the harbor area
The
be?
harbor area is Long Beach, San Pedro, Wilmington, Gardena, Lawndale, Redondo, Harbor City, Carson, Lomita. That's all the harbor area. It's in part of Southern California. It's where the ports are at, um, where the Love Boat's at, where the Queen Mary's at.
You call it the Love Boat?
No, the Love Boat's right there. The Love Boat was right there. The Princess Cruise Line. That's a Love Boat.
Really?
Yes. Duh. Yeah, that's the Love Boat. The Princess Cruise Line is the Love Boat.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
my tour guide
Yeah,
here.
it's the Love Boat. I never lived in Vegas, but I've been there a couple of times. I lost a lot of money over there,
Why
so I
does
don't
it
go
look
over
like
there.
that?
I don't know.
That's weird.
But I don't care. I don't know what that means though.
Click it.
No,
Request to
no,
join.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't know what the hell happened with that. I don't know. Okay, all you people on Instagram, I don't know if you can see. I don't know. I can't see shit on there.
Who's watching? Can you guys see us on Instagram?
There it goes. I don't know. I don't understand this shit.
I don't know what happened. It's always something, I swear. You're on your way to Chino on the bus. I'm in South Central. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching and just chiming in and asking questions. This is kind of an open forum. So if you guys want to know something, ask away. We'll do our best to answer all of your questions as they come in. You gonna end it?
Yeah,
Start over?
start over. I don't know what happened. I don't understand this bullshit.
Now you know why I run the TikTok. Zero
There we go.
patience over here.
Yeah, that shit frustrates me. I'll fuck around, throw my phone, and break it. I don't like dealing with stuff like that.
LA is huge. That's crazy. So many good cities right by. Oh yeah, there's a lot of cities. It's really, really big.
Yeah, there's really no there's no separation from the cities anymore. Not here. Not in Southern California. You know, when I was younger, you know, we would drive from LA to Chino to the prison out there, and there was like farmland and shit. There's no farmland no more. It's all city. There's no more separation. You know what I mean? It's all city, homes, shopping centers, all the way from the harbor area. You know what I mean? You can go all the way from, you know, Oxnard. There is no separation no more. There's no, I mean, there's still farmlands in certain areas, but there's no separation no more. You know, where you're going through a couple miles of just hills and shit like that. That's not the way it is out here no more. It's all city.
What's up, Texas?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened with IG. I don't know why it did that, but it's back on again. What up in Texas? That's one place that I'd like to go. I've been out there.
I know you guys in Texas don't want to hear this, but you guys don't want Californians to move there, but it's getting way too expensive out here.
It was too expensive over there too. It ain't just cheap over in Texas no more.
Who's going to Born Free?
Yeah, and you guys going to Born Free?
We
the
will be at
motorcycle
Born
show?
Free. The
The mo-
motorcycle show.
The motorcycle show on June 22nd in Silverado, I think it is. Are any of you guys going out there?
Thank you, Andy. He's at work.
That shit's strong as fuck. You know what the thing is? Yeah, Vegas is expensive. It wasn't expensive before. Neither was the high desert out here, Victorville, Hesperia, and all that shit. But you know, like okay, Texas. So we were talking about Vegas because it's a different state. So Nevada, Texas, Arizona, Colorado's getting expensive, and the reason it's getting expensive is because people from California are fucking moving there. That's real shit right there. People from California are moving out of California because it's cheaper out there, but they're moving over there and raising the price up on everything over there because so many people are moving. So it has a lot to do with the people from California moving to these other states because they're trying to get out of here and they're raising the value, the property. I mean, they're raising everything up over there in other states. One thing that I say about, here in California, and because it's so expensive here, you know what I mean? It's really expensive to live here now, no matter where you're at. I mean, to get a place here, like a 3-bedroom, is like almost $3,000 a month for like a condo. Like there's a condo across the street available. It's like almost $3,000 a month.
It's
You know
a
what I mean?
2-bedroom.
Yeah, is it a 2-bedroom?
Mhm.
And so it's super expensive. But I mean, I can afford to live here. Me and my wife, we can afford to live here. So that's one of the reasons why I don't leave. I can go wherever I want to go because the company I work for a dairy, and our company owns a lot of other companies. Most of the dairies in the United States are owned by our company that I work for. So I can leave and go to Nebraska or go to Tennessee or wherever the fuck, to the East Coast. I can go anywhere and just transfer out. But with her job, she can't do that. She works for a plastic surgeon. You know what I mean? For her to try to go to Kentucky and get a job at a plastic surgeon's office over there, it would be the chances are slim to none where she can make good money over there. But the thing is about everything being so expensive here, it's the people that can't afford to live here are the ones that are leaving. So the ones that we really don't want here are the ones that are moving to Vegas, Arizona, Texas, where cheaper, where they can afford to live because they can't live here. They're too broke to live here. So it's a kind of a good thing to me that we're getting rid of these fuckers. You guys are just suffering. That's the truth though. Vegas, Arizona, Texas, you guys are suffering because the motherfuckers we don't want here, they're going away with you guys.
Look, you just said Texas got their traffic is horrible. People from California are buying up all the houses.
It's true. It's true, man. But so it's like, okay, like, you know what? Let's just stay here and watch the riffraff get out of here. That's the way I look at it. The people we don't want here, they can't afford to live here anymore. They're gone. I feel sorry for you guys because they're raising up everything over there, and you're getting the shitty people that we don't want here. So it's like, you know what? I'll deal with it over here.
Right, Eddie Spaghetti?
Because shit, if I go to like Arizona, I'm gonna move somewhere and be like, oh shit, my neighbors are the same fucking people I was trying to avoid over there. They're over here now. So like, nah, I'm not going over there. I'll stay right here.
I think he's part of the riffraff too. He's in denial.
I am. I am.
That's why I'm laughing so hard.
I am part of that. I am part of the fucking
The
the riffraff, the scallywags. I am that.
He probably owns it.
Yeah, but I can afford to live here. You know what I mean? I have the means to live here. We make good money. I make good money. She makes good money, so we can afford to live here. You know what I mean? So
but
yeah, I'm part of that.
Expensive, honestly. Even with just us two, like we go to the grocery store, and just for him and I, groceries, we're like $150, $160 for
I
just
walk
two
out of the
of us.
grocery store with 2 bags and I pay $150. I'm like, God damn.
It's
like,
crazy. It's
2 bags.
crazy. Gas, even gas. The other day, I put gas in my car and it was like, I think it was like $5 and $5.30 or something like that a gallon.
Yeah, it's the gas is. Watch when Trump becomes president, that gas better go down to $1.50. It better. The gas prices are ridiculous right now over here. You know what I mean? I'm happy when I see it hit $4. If I see it down the street hits $4, I'm going to that gas station. You'll see a line over there for $4 gas. You know what I mean? Costco and Sam's Clubs is cheaper, but I ain't got the patience to wait in those lines. You know what I mean?
He has zero
none.
patience.
I'll pay an extra
None.
25 cents to not be around those people at Sam's Club and Costco. I can't do it.
Gas in El Paso, Texas is $2.69.
There you-
$2.69.
There's my cousin right there. Yeah, man. We grew up over there in the wood, you know. That's what we are, man. You know, we are part of that riffraff. We'll always be. We can't escape that shit. We can't escape, the people that we are. You know what I mean? I don't try to hide who I am and what I am. And if people watch my videos on YouTube, I don't hide how I feel. I tell people how I feel. You know, and some people think like, hey, you shouldn't say things you say because that bothers other people. I'm like, I don't care what bothers you. You know what I mean? That's not. I just say what I got to say, and I am what I am, and I feel the way that I feel, and that's just the way it is. You know, if you want to hide who you are, then hide who you are. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna hide who I am and how I feel. That's just the way it is.
I think I'm gonna start calling you Popeye.
Why?
You are who you are.
I am who I am. I am what I am. I am what I am.
One thing about him.
$3.50,
Where?
$3.50 in Denver. So everybody, if you want cheap gas, move to Denver. Denver is $3.50. All you people from California that can't afford to live here, gas is $3.50 in Denver. Take your ass up. But Denver's kind of fucked up, I heard. I heard that Denver's like, at one point, Denver was like, I heard it was really nice there. You know what I mean? Like, it was a nice place to live. And now I hear it's kind of like, and I don't mean to offend you, but I heard that Denver's kind of ghetto now. Yeah, if that's true or not. Oh, there's my boy Alfredo, man. See that guy right there, Alfredo. I've been friends with Freddy since I was 13 years old. That's my homie Dreamer.
Thanks for watching.
Been friends with
Live
Dreamer
from LA.
since I was 13 years old. What's
LA.
that, Dreamer? No, I can't go. I can't stand them, Jacob. I can't be in them Costco lines, man. I have no patience for people, and I just
anything.
no for anything. I have no patience at all. Yeah, I heard that it was nice at one point over there in Denver, and all of a sudden just got ghetto as hell out there and shit. But again, I bet you it's people from California that moved there.
So Denver is expensive. Someone said try to buy a house in Denver though. So it's expensive.
It's $365 in Idaho, but we have more cows than California. I'm in Southern California. There's a bunch of fat chicks here, so we have more cows than you guys do.
Oh my god!
Hey, I'd like to go to Idaho though, man. I heard it's nice over there. Like it's like farmland and country and shit over there. So I don't know. I like that.
I was gonna say something, and then you distracted me.
Oh, with the cows?
With
the big girls?
No.
Idaho. Yeah, that sounds like it has the word "ho" in it, so it's probably a good place.
I know a lot of people move to Iowa. That's another great, a big one.
But Idaho, isn't that where they filmed Idaho? That's where they filmed Napoleon Dynamite, right? It was in Idaho. Yeah, the big backs. Okay, yeah, you got to call them big backs. You can't call them fat women no more. You call them big backs. Big Bob. It's my only Big Bob right there.
Orange County.
Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
What part of Orange County? Is that the White Orange County or Chicano Orange County? If you have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. I see you shaking your leg. So he's from Bellflower, but lives in Idaho. That's a hell of uh, um, a change. You go from Bellflower to Idaho. You had to have at least a few months of being like homesick. Being out there because there's a lot of farmland out there and shit.
That's true. Somebody's just said you're paying premium for the nice weather in SoCal.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. But I'd rather pay the premium than be around a bunch of ghetto ass people, though. $3 a gallon in New Mexico. Yeah, but New Mexico, man, that's a rough one. That's got to be the roughest place I ever been to. I've been to New Mexico a few times. I worked out there. I was working at the Sam's Club right there by off the 40 Interstate 40, right there. I was staying on the Sam's Clubs on like on I would say the south side of the freeway, and then on the north side of the freeway there was a motel right there, and next to that motel was the Owl Cafe, but it was a ghetto ass motel, and we were staying right there. We
Did
were.
you frequent the hotel?
What do you mean? I was staying there.
Oh, okay.
I was staying in the hotel.
Oh, okay.
I was working out there. I had to stay in the hotel. I was working at the Sam's Club on the other side of the freeway.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it was a hoe visit.
No, 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 not this time. I was actually working. I was working out there. Thanks a lot, Big Bob. Appreciate you, brother. No, I was working there, and there was a place called the Owl Cafe, and but there was like a strip club down the street. We used to go, me and the dudes that were working together, we'd go down to the strip club down the street and hang out over there. But there was like it was a get. I was like out there. I was like, man, this place is fucking terrible. It was Albuquerque. It was just terrible. Actually, we would.
Oh, you never really liked New Mexico.
No, I didn't. I don't.
You
I didn't like it
never,
up there. I just
yeah.
couldn't. There's just it's desert. It's just desert. There's like I was like, where the hell the trees at? It was just desert and rocks and shit, and I couldn't do it.
So Northern California to Central Valley, very comfortable, less expensive here. Somebody had a question for you though. Any tips for the new riders that have a chopper riding but don't want to disrespect any big groups? What?
Just everything with the biker community is about respect. You know what I mean? Whether you're from clubs or not. You know what I mean? If you're new to this shit, it's just always keep in mind it's about respect and how you treat other people. Be respectful to other people. And mind your own business. You know what I mean? Mind your own business in this whole thing because I've seen people. Uh, you can get your ass banned from this shit if if you're a disrespectful person. Nobody's gonna want to hang around with you because you know what, you're causing your own problems and you're gonna bring problems to the other people that are around you. You know what I mean? So just be respectful, especially if you run into guys from clubs. Their thing is their thing is that it's not your business. So just mind your own business and be respectful to everybody. And then for the guys that are not in clubs, that are just dudes you run into, it's all about respect. You know what I mean? Respect those dudes and they'll respect you back. But if you ever become known as a disrespectful person,
Word trouble.
especially out here in Southern California, I don't know about anywhere else, but here in Southern California, um, nobody wants to be around you. You know what I mean? Because you're going to bring problems to them. You know what I'm saying? And so I've seen where guys end up selling their bikes because they can't come around no more. What's the use of having a bike when it just sits in your garage and you can't be out riding it because you go somewhere and people want to fuck you up because you're a disrespectful person. So it's like, don't, it's all about respect. Just be respectful, and mind your own business. That's the biggest thing you do. Mind your own business and watch out for them bike hoppers too. The, you'll learn about the bike hoppers if you're new to this shit. Yeah, I wish I had cows as neighbors too. I have neighbors that kind of annoy me. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna learn as you go along
What you can and cannot
what
do.
you can and cannot do. You know what I mean? And there's people out there who will sit here and say, "Well, I do whatever I want to do. I can do whatever I want. I can park wherever I want. I can uh, do it." You know, if that's what you feel you can do, then go ahead and do it. But you know, it's not wise. It's just about respect. You know what I mean? It's not wise. It's just it's like I said. It's all about everything. With this shit is about respect. You know, but you'll learn. You know, I didn't know about this shit when I first started. You know what I mean?
I think
But
you when you have friends that have been in it, they'll school you a little bit, put it in your ear. Hey, when we get there, don't do this, don't do that type of
yeah,
thing.
you know, I had friends.
Because
You know
you
what I mean?
even you even would tell me little things. Hey, when we get there, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, but
Even with
but the
me.
thing is, that's when it comes to her as a woman in this whole thing. Uh, but like if I was with the dude that didn't ride around, he's new to this shit. You know what I mean? I would school him on what to do and what not to do, and you know, let me staring at people and shit like that because people take that as disrespect. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or you know, don't just walk up trying to shake people's hands and shit. Um, don't touch, you know, don't touch other motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just you could, you know, I can't really explain it on here.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna explain it on here, but you know, there's certain things you just don't do. You know what I mean? And you know, as far as being, you know, you see women around, you know, don't just. It's not like you're at a nightclub and you want to go meet a chick and you see her and you buy her a drink and shit like that. That's not the way it works. You don't be out at the event and see some chick and say, oh, she's nice looking. I'm gonna buy her a beer or something like that because you don't know who she's with. You know what I mean? So it's like you stick to your don't do that kind of shit. You know, there's certain rules that you don't do that because that can get you in a lot of problems. You know what I mean? So it's just different things, you know.
Hold down. Somebody asked me something there.
Yeah, I want to make some more, but it's just I haven't yet, you know, but um yeah, I have other designs and stuff like that. I just haven't came out with them right now. You know what I mean? It's just going through all kinds of other shit. Right. Well, you know, another thing is like I just put my bike in the shop and it's you know it's gonna cost some money to get it done. You know what I mean? So I can't. I told her that's it for right now. For right now,
What?
like I'm not gonna put more all kinds of money into the bike again because all the money we're spending on the bike right now, I'm spending on the bike right now. I said, okay, I'm gonna do this stuff to the bike,
He did tell me that.
but I'm not gonna. Okay, I won't do nothing else because I changed it so much.
Mhm.
I changed it so much. I put money into it, you know, and then I don't like what I did, or I want to change it up again, or I see people are doing the same shit that I'm doing, or I don't want to be like look my shit to look like theirs. So I was like, okay, let me change it again. So I'm changing it again, which you know, it's not cheap. You know what I mean? So I'm spending the money on the bike, and so I told, okay, I'll do it. I'm gonna do it again. Put more money into the bike, but I won't do it no more after that. Which
We'll see.
I probably will, but not for a while. I won't do it for a while. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave it the way it is. I'm not gonna do nothing to do it for a while after what I'm doing right now.
uh, you're still there. How do you like your bike, J Rod? You like it? What do you have?
Yeah, where are you at though? Where you are where are you located at? Because you know it might be different in different states. You know, Southern California is a different thing, man. It's just it's again. I don't know what it's like in New Mexico or Northern California, but Southern California is this whole biker thing is so different here in Southern California than it is anywhere else. Um, so I like I said, I don't know what it's like wherever you're at. Maybe you're here in Southern California, but yeah, it's not cheap. You know, you figure rims alone and tires, you're running over 2 grand. You know what I mean? Installation, new bars, new cables. I mean, you're it's expensive. It's not cheap, and I keep doing it. I keep doing it, and but this time I'm gonna get back out there. That's my thing, is to get back out there again and ride around and do what I was doing before. Maybe not as much as I was doing it, but I need to get back out there again.
Yeah, what happened is that we've been kind of like, no one's been seeing him around anymore. We've been staying low, not riding the bike at all. And we went from going out and doing something every weekend, like Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, hitting up all kinds of different places, and to nothing. Um, and I think at this point, it's kind of like, he told me, he's like, you know what, I want us to get back out there, even if it's just local stuff, just doing the local things, staying close to the house if we need to, every now and then go do something kind of far. But, he's like, I want to get the bike ready. And I was like, if that's what you want to do, then just go ahead, just do it then. He's getting tired of like staying home. He knows, I guess, we've had those uncomfortable conversations. We haven't talked about this to you guys, but it's kind of like those uncomfortable conversations of like the end, I guess, if he can't come out of this chemo or can't get out of this cancer journey. Um, it's like, this is what my wishes are, and this is what I want to do. And I told him, at this point, let's just do whatever, let's live life as much as we possibly can, because he feels at some point he's going to get stuck at home. And even if it means having to push himself to get out there, then that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, because the way that is explained to me from the doctors, from my doctor, not doctor, but from my doctor. You know what I mean? It's like, what's gonna kill you first, the cancer or the chemotherapy? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at right now. Like I said, there's no light at the end of the tunnel for me as far as this shit goes. You know what I mean? So me just sitting here in my house and my bike sitting in the garage with dust
Collecting
on it,
dust.
it's not where I want to be at. It's not what I want to do. You know what I mean? So because I feel like, like, even though somebody had mentioned that shit in the comment earlier, um, what's next for you? Hospice? Yeah, pretty much. That's most likely where I'm gonna end up. You know what I mean? Maybe right here in my living room in a fucking hospital bed. You know what I mean? But I'm not like that right now. You know what I mean? I'm still working, still doing things I'm doing. So, while I'm doing all that, while I'm still here and able to do things that I want to do, well, fuck it. I'm gonna fix my bike and, not fix it because there wasn't wrong with it, but I'm gonna make it the way that I want it to be, and I'm gonna go get back out there and start riding again, hanging out with my friends like I was doing before, and as much as I possibly can. Even though I get really tired, I get tired really quick, and fuck, we're usually in bed like at 7 o'clock. 6:30 or 7, I'm over there popping fucking Percocet and trying to go to sleep. Uh, but yeah, I'm just eventually, most likely, that's where it's gonna end up. You know what I mean? So I kind of prepare myself for that situation. You know what I mean? Um, I'm kind of prepared myself, for that situation. You know what I mean? So, but I'm not like I said, I'm not like that right now. I'm not in a hospice. I'm not in the hospital bed. I still do things I want to do. You know what I mean? I'm still able to ride my bike. I just got to get out there and do it more often and hang out with my friends and shit like that. And maybe not go to the extreme that me and who were doing before, because before the fucking cancer, um, you know, we uh we would go riding and shit, and fuck, man, we blow like $400, like nothing. We go to a restaurant and we're eating steaks and drinking expensive alcohol and leave a place with a $400, $450 bill. And that was just one day.
The two of us.
That wasn't including the whole weekend. And then if we were friends, you know what I mean? I pay the bill. You know what I mean? I was having a lot of fun and shit. You know what I mean? Now it's like, oh, I ain't gonna do that shit no more. Even though we do go and have nice dinners at least once a month. You know what I mean? But not on the bike because my bike's been down for a while.
What are your thoughts on air suspension on a bike?
Don't like it.
You had it
I had it. Who asked that?
over here.
Oh.
Jacob did.
Shotgun shock is a good one to buy if you're gonna buy one, but it's mechanical. It's gonna break down on you. You know what I mean? Eventually, it's gonna break down on you. One thing that I tell somebody is if they're using if they're gonna put it on a soft tail, whatever you do not remove the bump stop from your frame, because I removed the bump stop from my frame. That'll drop you another inch. So when I would drop my bike, my pipes were on the floor. If the air ride goes out, you're going to have some tools to take your pipes off in order to get the bike onto a tow truck. Or you're going to have a bunch of dudes there to help you lift it because the bike's dropped. There's nothing you can do. And that's what happened with my bike. Luckily for me, at that time where it did go down, I had put the bump stop back in. So my pipes were like maybe an inch away from the ground. And I had to ride from Fullerton all the way back to Upland on the street.
With me on it, wasn't
No,
it?
no, you
Was I
weren't
on
with
it?
me. No, I wasn't with you then. So yeah, I had to ride the bike like that on the street, all the way from Fullerton back to the Inland Empire on the street because I couldn't get on the freeway. I was sitting on the frame. I mean, they're nice, but
It looks cool.
it looks cool. At first, you'll like it. You know what I mean? You get somewhere and you dump the air and your bike sits really low, and yeah, it looks cool. But then you're gonna go jump on the bike, yeah, fucking air it up again. It takes a minute for it to air back up again, all that shit. And
As a passenger, it was a bouncy ride.
yeah, and then I just took that off. I didn't want my shit went out, and I could have went and took it back to Shotgun because they'll replace the shit. There's something wrong with it, they'll replace it. You know, they're good with that. JD over there will take care of it. It's just that I just didn't want to go through that again of my air ride going out and I get stranded somewhere. I didn't want to go through that. So I said, you know what? I'll just take it off and put the lowering kits on it, and that's it.
More. You had a lot of comments. More.
Yeah. Tomorrow is not promised, man. You can try to live your life the best way you know how. You know what I mean? Eat the best foods and don't drink, and try to be the best parent you can be and the best husband or wife you can be, and you can step out your house and get hit by a fucking car. Doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? All the shit you did, you know, you're still gonna die. You know what I mean? So just live your life the way you want to live it. You know, that's the way I see things now. I live my life the way I want to live it. I don't care about what anybody has to say. You know what I mean? I really never give a shit about what anybody has to say anyway, you know, but even more so now.
This is the bar inside of our garage. We get asked this a lot. It's our bar inside of the garage. When he got diagnosed with cancer, his thing to keep him busy was he built this bar. So if you don't follow it, the barrage has its own IG page, and we'll open it up to bike events, barbecues.
Yeah, I throw things here, and I usually provide the food. You know what I mean, for everybody. All I ask for people to do when they come here is come here with a good attitude and be respectful. You know what I mean? Because most people that are here, if you come here and there's 30 people out here in front of the garage, they all know each other. You know what I mean? And if you're a new person here and you don't know nobody, you know what I mean? You come over here with a bad attitude, you know, these dudes might want to whoop your ass, you know what I mean? But if you come over with a good attitude, you know, nobody's gonna say nothing to you, and nobody's gonna act act a shitty way toward you. You know, all I ask that people do is bring what you drink. You know what I mean? Because I drink certain things. You know what I mean? So I always provide that. You know, but like the food, I provide that. I even have, for people that don't know. I don't need, some of you guys can't see it, but the people on YouTube, they can see it because I can see the screen. But right there is a hot dog machine like you find at a 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? I got a hot dog machine in here. I got an ice machine in here. I got a popcorn machine in here, like the ones that have the movie theaters. I have 2 refrigerators in here. The big one's right behind me, between me and her. They have a smaller one. You know what I mean? Plenty of alcohol. There's a lot of bottles of whiskey and shit here. So when people come here, I provide alcohol, like strong liquor. You know what I mean? And food. I I smoked. I have a smoker in my backyard. I smoked a whole pig one time, a 30-pound pig, and have people come over here and watch the fights. And I don't ask them to bring nothing. You don't have to bring nothing when it comes to that. If you want to, that's fine. You know what I mean? If you hit me up and say, "Hey, Mike, I want to bring something. What can I bring?" I said, "Don't worry about it. Bring some alcohol. Bring some beer. You know what I mean? Bring what you drink." And they'll be like, "Well, no, I bring some food." Whatever. So people will show up over here with, I don't know, somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they show up over here with like 5 boxes of Hostess Twinkies and shit. And we had those in the house for days. You know what I mean? Like,
Bella.
oh, it was Bella. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bella showed up here with like 5 boxes of Twinkies and ding dongs and cupcakes and shit. You know what I mean? So, people bring stuff over here when they come, but for the most part, they'll bring whatever beer they drink. And there's times where I have events right here, and there'll be beer still stacked up.
Yeah, if you don't act right, you're gonna be told, "Go on, get."
Yeah, go on, get.
Go on, get.
Yeah, we get fucking Nate on you. That's my boy Nate right there. I'll get Nate on you and shit, man, if you didn't act up, But I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem here, No, well, one time, yeah, it was not a problem, but some dude got punched over here one time, but we all knew each other. It wasn't like there was a stranger here.
It was friendly fire.
It was friendly fire. One dude socked another dude. You know,
a little too much alcohol.
Yeah, a little too much alcohol, and one dude socked another dude. But they knew right then when I saw it and I got up. They were apologizing. Like they tell me, "Hey, I'm sorry, bro. Don't do that kind of shit."
So this is a 1-star bar. It's a terrible place to have a good time.
Yes, we're
That's
located.
Our motto.
We're in Upland, California, right here by Ontario, not too far from Pomona. There's a lot of people. 25.
I love that place. I actually love it here too. So
no, he said I hate that place. It's
oh,
Nate.
What's up, Nate?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's why we get that 1-star review.
She's a keeper. Oh,
yeah, well,
Am I a
hey,
keeper?
well,
Am I a keeper?
Again, that's everybody has their opinions. Everybody has their opinions.
I'm probably
Santa Fe, New Mexico. I've never been there.
I'm not a jealous person. I'm not a high maintenance person. I know what he knows what I want and what I need, and he gives it to me, and that's all I ask.
That sounded pretty fucking dirty.
Who said you were clean?
Yeah, that sounded pretty fucking dirty.
It's easy.
Yeah, Santa Fe. I've never been there. Isn't that southern New Mexico, Santa Fe? Santa Fe. No. Los Cruces is southern New Mexico. Santa Fe is north. That's where my family's from, I think. Santa Fe. I think that's where they're from.
You know what we haven't done, but it's probably going to happen after June, because June's just a busy month with events and stuff. But we are going to be opening up the barrage for a barbecue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I still want to do that.
I haven't done it. I've been wanting to do it, but I just ain't done it yet. And then this month coming up, we got these events that we got to go through. So maybe in July.
Maybe for my birthday.
Maybe not. In
or
July.
For the 4th of July.
It depends on if I work.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But in July, I think that that's when I want to do the barbecue, where I'm gonna go ahead and buy some. I'll go buy some ribs and shit like that, and throw them on the smoker, or some pork butt, throw it on the smoker, and and cook some meat and shit like that. Get my boy Nate to come over. We'll collab. Me and Nate, we collab before we did the pig together, and do like a barbecue. Invite people over. I don't know what the hell. You have to move a little.
Verify to continue.
No, no, see, you
Oh,
have to move
I
a little
see. I see
more,
it. I
yeah.
see it. I see it. So what we do is when we do those events, we will post it, which means I will post it here on TikTok. So if you don't follow us on TikTok, you're not going to get you won't see the post. We do open it up for everybody to come and join us. Also on YouTube, maybe we'll put it out there, and also on Instagram, on my Instagram and his Instagram. We'll put it out there and say, hey, this is the date. Everybody come if you're able to make it.
I did tri-tip what, 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. I did tri-tip, and then we ate that tri-tip. I smoked it for a few hours, and then we ate like half of it, and then the other half the next day we cut it up and made tacos with it. Yeah. Everything's
Tacoma,
good, man.
Washington.
Everything's good right now. I'm just a little tired today, but I'm all right. I'm okay. Just a little tired. I got a little sick earlier and shit, but I'm all right now. Tacoma, Washington. Been there too. Truck driving out there. Yeah. I just haven't rode a lot lately, but my bike's in the shop right now. So I was supposed to get it back this weekend, but when they took my old rims off to put the new rims on, they seen that my pulley, the teeth on my pulley were broken off. A lot of the teeth were broken off, and it was damaging the belt. The belt had tears in it, so they're replacing the pulley and the belt. So they had to order those parts. That's why I didn't get it back this weekend. So I'll probably have it back by. I will most definitely probably have it back by next weekend. Yeah, Jacob, it's a Softail. It's a 2016 Softail Deluxe, and I bought it brand new. Didn't know how to ride it when I got it either. I just bought it and threw caution to the wind and jumped on it and took off. Almost wrecked it leaving the Harley dealership. Almost wrecked it in the middle of the street.
Hey, Karina, thank you for joining us. If you guys don't follow us already, you can follow us here on TikTok, Instagram. You can follow my page on Instagram, his page by the same name. Also, YouTube, if you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, it's the same name, Chicano Style Bikers. We do videos together about just relationship advice, questions that we've gotten asked about our marriage. We'll make videos together on it. Sometimes we'll do live like this, and it'll just be an open forum. We'll stay on here maybe an hour, sometimes up to even 2 hours. We're pretty open and honest. If you guys there's some new people jumping on right now. So this is we're husband and wife. He's got diagnosed with stage 4.
My girlfriend's on her way right now. So
is she bringing food?
No, for me, not for you.
Then she can't come. Then she can't come. But
no, she does it right, and she's not allowed to. And yeah,
I would love to ride,
but she's not allowed to.
And yes, he said that, and no, I'm not mad.
She's not gonna ride. Yeah, I believe me. I don't know where you're from, but yeah, I've just been watching a lot of shit going on lately. I'm not gonna talk about it, but yeah, that's not gonna happen over here. She rides on the back of my bike. She's my backpack. But no. Lenny boy, you said parties in CB. What do you mean, Casablanca?
Asking prayers for my son. Some lady hit him on his bike, and he's in ICU. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, riding can be dangerous. We've actually rode in a month span. We've had we were part of a group where somebody went down on the freeway.
It happened twice and
It
within a
happened
week.
twice within a week. So it can be scary. I prayers for your son.
Fresno stories. Man, I got a lot of stories from Fresno, man. I was
Subscribe to the YouTube
yeah,
channel.
if you look on the YouTube channel, you see my stories of Fresno, man. I had a lot of fun in Fresno. I like Fresno, you know what I mean? I was out there in the 90s, but I was also out there in the 80s too for 1 year. And but when I was out there in the 90s, you know, things were changing out there a little bit, you know, and you know, as far as people from Southern California, the guys from Fresno, you know, so uh but you know, Fresno was just if she could make the money she makes here and I can make the money that I make here in Southern California, if I could make that in Fresno, I probably would go back up there. You mean Clovis area, Fresno? Uh, I liked it out there. You know, there was a lot. There was things out there that I like to do, which is there's a lot of places to go fishing out there. I was always fishing in Fresno, almost every weekend. We'd be at the on the San Joaquin River fishing almost every weekend, or we would be at Pine Flat, you know, fishing. Um, you can go up to the Sequoias. You can go to Bass Lake. I mean, there's so much shit to do out there. It's in Central California. It's not far from anything. You know what I mean? You're right there. You want to go to the coast, drive to the coast, take a couple hours, but you can go to the coast. You know what I mean? But now it's just I think it's getting overpopulated out there though. My brother and my mother and them are still there. I have family that are still there. And I think it's getting overpopulated now. You know what I mean? But when I was out there, it was I really liked being out there in Fresno. Yeah, I used to live right there by Casablanca, Lenny. I lived when I first moved out here to the IE from when I came from Fresno to the IE. I got out when I got out in '92, I paroled back to the harbor down in LA, and then started getting into shit. So I took off and went to Fresno. I told my parole officer, transfer me to Fresno. I have family out there. I'm gonna go out there because I'm getting too much shit out here. I don't want to get busted again. So they transferred me to Fresno. I was out there for like 3 years, 3.5 years. I got my truck driver's license out there, and then I came to Riverside. And when I moved to Riverside with my dad, that's where my dad lived at. He lived right there by Notre Dame High School, Brockton, Arlington, and Brockton. And so we lived right there by Casablanca. So they actually them dudes, they, you know, they kind of had an issue with us because we were from LA. You know, what I mean, we'd be out there in front of the house with LA hats on and shit like that, and you know, they really didn't like us over there, you know. But you know, that shit got settled real quick. We knew some people from over there in Casablanca, and they took care of that, you know, with their people. But yeah, I used to live right there by Casablanca. I used to go play handball in that park over there.
Where did you stay in Fresno?
Uh, the first time I was in Fresno, I lived up the 99 in Ashland in some apartments right there with my aunt, and then I ended up moving to Marks and Shaw. I live on Marks and Shaw, not too far from 99. And then we also lived off Blackstone and Dakota. But then when I went back out there in the 90s when I got out, I was living on Dakota Avenue by Fresno Street or by First Street. And then we lived off of Sussex, and then I moved over to Abbey Street, right behind the Manchester Center, the street that ran behind the Manchester Center. I was working at the Manchester Center. I was working at the Sears right there, and I lived in the apartments right behind it. And I think that's what the last place I stayed at before I moved back here to Southern California was on Abbey Street behind the Manchester Center. Yeah, I live right behind it, behind the Notre Dame High School. The kids used to get out of school, they walk right in front of my house because I live right behind it. I don't think the houses are there no more. I think they put some office buildings there. But I would walk under the freeway bridge right there and go to that Circle K that's right there off of Indiana and Arlington. or Brockton, Indiana.
Thank you. What is that, Carrasco?
Yeah, thank you, man. Well, I hope I get better too. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Uh, what I tell people, like, we're all gonna go. So it doesn't matter what I if I die from cancer, I die from old age. I'm still gonna die. There's nothing I can do about that. You know what I mean? So I just look at it as I'm just dying in a different way than what you're gonna go. You know what I mean? But we're all gonna go. You know what I mean? As you get older, you're dying little by little every single day. You know what I mean? You're dying, I'm dying, we're all dying little by little. You know what I mean? But I'm just probably gonna go in a different way, maybe go sooner. Who knows? Who knows? I I um I have people that I know that have passed away, you know what I mean? And they were at a young age and shit, so um I still have I was looking through my phone the other day and I still have phone numbers of some of my friends that are no longer here. They were younger than me and they ain't died from cancer and shit like that. They died from one of my partners was stabbed to death. Another one, he died in a motorcycle accident. You know what I mean? So, those people, they were younger than me and they passed away already. So um, we're all gonna go in our own way, you know what I mean? So it just to me, that's why it doesn't bother me so much. It doesn't bother me at all. You know what I mean? And there's people out there that don't believe that, but that's their own personal feelings because they're afraid. They're afraid of dying. So they believe that you, like me, that I should be afraid. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not afraid because it's already been in my mind for years before the cancer that I'm gonna die. There's nothing I can do about that. We're all gonna fucking die. So why be afraid?
Sydney, Australia. There.
Hmm. Send me a ticket to Australia. I'll go hang out with you. I know that I've been invited up to Australia by some other dudes out there in Australia that they ride the kind of bikes that we ride here in Southern California, and they tell me, hey, well, if you're ever here, come here to Australia, hit us up, man. You don't need a place to stay. You can stay here with us. We have bikes here. You can ride. We'll take you all over the place if you come here to Australia. I've communicated with quite a few people out there in Australia, man. It seems like really nice people out there. Always been like inviting to me. They actually invited me and my partner a few years back. They were like, "Hey, man, why don't you bring your bikes out here? Come out here, put them in a container, send them out here, and you can sell them if you want to sell them because people will buy them out here. And if not, we'll ride together. And if you don't want to bring your bikes out here, then just come out here and we'll give you a place to stay. We'll have some bikes here for you guys. You guys come out and hang out with us." So people from Australia have been really inviting to me and my some of my people to go out and hang out there with them.
Did you say you ride with Chicano style?
No, I don't ride with those. Those guys are in I think those guys are in Central California
Yeah.
somewhere, like Fresno and Madera. No, I don't ride with those guys. I don't even think they're here in Southern California. I think they're in Central California and Northern California. I don't think they have any chapters out here in Southern California. I've never seen that. But I've seen their chalecos before. Okay, touring. You're looking at uh Road Kings, Road Glide. I mean, not Road Kings. Road Kings, yeah, I guess. But more like street glides and road glides, and those three wheelers, the trikes. Those things that have all the bags on them and shit. They have all the bells and whistles. The electric glides and all that shit like that. That have the side bags. You have the your rear tour pack and all that stuff like that. Those are more like the touring type bikes and shit. You know what I mean? A Softail is not. You got a Softail Deluxe, which is the top model of the Softail. Then you got like the Heritage, which is the below model. The only difference between the two is that the Deluxe, well, they don't make them no more. Why? I don't know. That was a stupid move for them to do. But the Deluxe and the Heritage are the exact same bike. It's just that the Deluxe came with all kinds of chrome on it. It was all chromed out. All the most of the stuff on it was chrome. The Heritage came with more blacked out stuff on it, less chrome. So it was just more accessories on the deluxe. But those are not really considered touring. You know what I mean? They're a rough ride. If you they're more like bar hoppers, local shit. I mean, yeah, you can ride all the way to the East Coast on a Softail, but your body's gonna be hurt when you get there, and you ain't gonna want to ride that shit all the way back.
Do you
you
remember
know?
that one time I can't remember, we went up the coast, down, went around, went back down, and it was like we were gone all day. You and I both were so sore the next
Oh yeah, your
day.
body's killing you.
Ugh,
And
my
then
legs, my butt, everything was hurting.
yeah, your body's gonna it's gonna kill you on a soft. Even on a touring bike, sitting down all day like that, you're gonna still feel, you're still gonna feel tired and shit and fatigued if you're taking long rides and shit, but not as bad as if you were on a Softail.
From where?
Riverside. Those filters, those are filters, guy. I keep telling everybody, there's filters. Okay.
There's
Don't believe that stuff. Don't believe it. I'm filtered right now and I don't want to filter it. But these are filters. She doesn't really look like that. You ever seen
I'm a catfisher.
Yeah, you ever seen for all you people from back in the day, you ever watched Popeye? The sea hag? Right here. So those are filters, man. Don't
Yeah,
believe all the don't
he
believe all the
married a
hype.
sea hag.
I did. Sea hags will do whatever you want. Yeah.
I'm trying to show you the picture we took when you guys came to Oxnard.
Oh man, yeah. I was always out there hanging out and shit with Lou Dog and
We were just talking about this.
yeah,
That was before me.
yeah, it was before her. Yeah, we were at the park at the college, I think. It was a college and it was for it was a New Year's for one of the bike clubs. Oh shit. Is that Roger Martinez? The Roger that I know? Like my boy Roger? Yeah, I still have that group picture too, Harley guy. Yeah, that's the one. That's the motherfucker Roger I know right there. That's my boy. Uh yeah, we were at the college or something like that out there in Oxnard. That was like in 2018 or some shit like that. It was a car club do some kind of event out there. We all went out there. Um that's why I met all the guys from Oxnard. Was that day. I know what picture you're talking about too. There was me, BB, Archie. Yeah, we were all out there together.
That must have been that must have been a great day because you get hit. You get that day comes up a lot when you go on live. You know that.
For the guy that just messaged me on
Instagram.
I can't read, what does it say? I can't read that.
Okay, let me put on my bifocals because I'm old. The
What's
deluxe
his
is
name?
the
No,
OG.
what's his name? I
Oh,
can't see that.
yeah, I don't know.
Waller Steeler or something
Something
like
like
that.
that.
Something like whatever that says. You have an opportunity out there. You say you were where? Oh, you're in Idaho. You have an opportunity out there, man, to make some good money because it's not out there yet. These kind of bikes that we right here in Southern California is getting all over the place. New York, Australia, Japan, they're doing it all over the world right now. It's becoming very popular, especially because of TV shows and shit. But if they don't have it there where you're at, you have the opportunity to make some good money out there because it's going to be one day it will be popular. You know what I mean? It's getting popular everywhere. Yeah, I can understand. You're in Idaho. You know, they probably see a bike like what we have out here or what you have, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" You know, they don't know what it is. You know, but there's a dude in New York right now, a white dude in New York. He's up there like in Albany or some shit,
Oh,
and
they're beautiful
and he's
bikes.
building bikes like that, like the Southern California style up
Mhm.
there. And he's got a pretty big YouTube channel because the bikes he's building out there, they don't know what the hell it is. You know, they're used to just the regular Harley Davidsons. You know, but he's doing pretty good out there building those bikes out there.
Yeah, your eyes get old. I actually have trifocals, so I need them for vision up close
Okay.
and for reading. What are you looking for?
I want to see what this is. Go up a little bit. Back up.
A
Yeah.
little more?
No,
This
no,
way?
no, the other way.
That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, she's fucking halfway to 100. Yeah, her eyes ain't that good anymore.
He likes to say I am older than him, so he likes to say that I'm old.
What up, Jeff? It's another homie right there, my homie Jeff. Yeah, she's older than me, so her eyes are fucked up. My eyes are fucked up from the chemo. Her eyes are just fucked up from age. Yeah, she's 50 years old, man. You know what I mean? It's almost time to put her down. You know, put her down with one of the dogs over here. Yeah, what's up, Jeff? You're another dude that that needs to come down. Come down and see me, man. Hit me up. I'll shoot you the address. Come down and hang out for a minute, you know. I'm on my 5 day right now. I'll be off my 5 day. I'll go back to work on Tuesday, but the weekend of Born Free, I'm off for 5 days again. So I don't know if you're going to Born Free, but if you are, if you're going to Born Free, Jeff, hit me up. You can come over to my house. We're all gonna meet right here. And then we got a couple other meeting spots we're gonna go to pick up a couple other people.
Yeah, Roger, tell him.
Yeah. See? Well, I'm turning 50 this year too.
I'll be 51
Yeah.
in July.
For men, 50 is the new 21. You know, men age different. For us, yeah, 50 is the new 21. We're gonna look good until we're like, I had a grandfather look good when he was like 70 years old.
Because apparently
know
I
any-
walk with filters.
No. Do you know any women that look good when they're 70 years old? No, they start to go downhill. At 50, this shit's over. You know what I mean? These filters ain't gonna help her no more.
You're such
You
a
know?
liar.
She's gonna have to fucking deal with reality. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna still look good. I can be sick of dying of cancer, still gonna look good. I don't know. I can't remember his name, but he builds all kinds of bikes up there.
Start it again.
He builds all kinds
Don't
of
save.
well, I don't know what to do.
Close it.
Yeah.
And then get out of it and go in because it just ends. You have to start it again.
Oh, okay. Fucking shit.
There you go.
Right there. Okay, boom. I can't remember his name, but he builds all kinds of nice bikes out there. He's like in, like I said, Syracuse or some shit, northern in northern New York. I just know where he's at. It's like really really green out there. He's nowhere. He's not like the Bronx or no shit like that. He's out there somewhere in like upstate New York, and he's building like the Cholo bikes that they'd have here in Southern California. And he's using all the good parts too. I've seen his videos. He's using like, you know, shotgun shock. He's using ride right rims. He's buying parts from like what do you call it? God, what's the name of the company that's out here that has all the bars? Factory 47. He's buying shit from them. You know what I mean? So he's building all these bikes out there. What's the word? That's for the cancer that I have. The ribbon that I have on my hat is for the cancer that I have. It's esophageal cancer. So yeah, that dude in New York, he's like I said, he's somewhere upstate New York, but He's building some badass bikes up there. Who the fuck is Ma? Yeah, I'm not. I'm still dealing with it. I'm still going through chemotherapy. I have 39, 38. I go into my 39th chemotherapy next week. Oh, yeah, Thursday. Thursday, I think, or Friday, something like that. So I go to my 38, 39th chemotherapy.
Glad to hear he's a survivor.
I'm still fighting it, but I'm still surviving. So
Well, he's a year and a half in.
yeah, I've been dealing with it for a year and a half now. So it is what it is. Still drinking beer. Hold on.
So about the barbecue, we're gonna we'll post it. I think we're gonna do it in July though. Um, so it'll be probably a July event, when it's hot. Well, that's why we started this journey of the YouTube channel, was because it was his way of documenting his cancer journey and bringing awareness to the community, and also um, kind of like channeling. It's his way of therapy, I guess. A lot of people started saying, you should start going to therapy when you have cancer. But it's been a ride. It's been a journey. I'm right here, right next to him. Wouldn't have it any other way. It's been getting a little tougher for him. Uh, but it's one day at a time, right? You got to live one day at a time. We appreciate the now. That's one thing that we've gotten out of it recently is living in the moment and appreciating the now and not worrying about the future. Kind of makes it a little hard to plan things because we don't know if he's going to feel well enough to be able to do certain things, but he's going to start pushing himself a little bit more. We decided that it was going to be time. There's going to be a time where he's just not going to be able to do anything anymore. So if he has some of the energy now, then it's better to focus that energy on being able to get out and do things. That is why the bike is in the shop right now, though. So if Instagram kind of timed us out, so we had to start over and get back in. If you were following us on Instagram, I don't know how much longer you want to go.
A little bit.
Okay. But yeah, that's what the awareness ribbon is.
What did they say?
No, nothing so far. Thank you, Karina, for the roses. Still not sure how all that stuff works, but I'm figuring it out. That's it.
Yeah, I'm doing whatever I gotta do. The just going through the treatments and shit. You know what I mean? I go once a week. Once a week, I got to go to chemotherapy, and so, but whatever the doctors say I gotta do, I gotta do. I do what they whatever they tell me. You know what I mean? I'm not the doctor, so I can't just say like, well, I'm not gonna do this. I want to try this and try that. Whatever they tell me to do, that's what I do. I'll find out within the next couple weeks if they're gonna change the chemotherapy, and then also start doing radiation. Um, but I won't know until the scan comes back, and then also when they do the what the hell is it called? The scope,
The endoscopy.
the endoscopy scope. They're gonna do that, and I'll find out what the hell's going on with that. Why I can't swallow again, or it's harder for me to swallow again. If the tumor is growing back again, But you know, what it is, what it is. You know what I mean? I don't.
Street glider, Road King.
Uh, well, I have a soft tail, so if I can get a street glide, I'd rather have a street glide. Road King, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's a good bike. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna do that, you might as well just go with a street glide. You know what I mean? You're gonna have a more comfortable ride, and I don't know. I would rather go with a street glide than a Road King. But if you're gonna give me a Road King, I'll take a Road King. Faith over fear. Um, um, I don't know. I haven't been afraid of things for a very long time, so this stuff doesn't worry me. You know what I mean? It doesn't scare me. Um, it's just something that I got to go through. I just accept it for what it is. You know what I mean? I wish that other people could too. You know, I have other people that I know that are dealing with cancer, and you know, they deal with it the way they deal with it. I just deal with it in a total different way than them, and I think it's because I'm not afraid. And but most people are. You know what I mean? Most people are afraid of dying, whether it's from cancer or anything else. They're afraid of dying. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you afraid of? It has to happen. There's nothing that you can do. It's gonna happen no matter what, whether it's cancer or just natural causes. There's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? So why'd you be why be afraid? And maybe you're afraid because you're afraid that the world's gonna go on. Everybody's gonna go on without you. You know what
Thank
I'm
you,
saying?
Jacob. Thank you, Jacob, for watching.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. I appreciate it, bro. And I'll be seeing you at Born Free. Come, like I said, when you see me out there, come kick it with me. We'll hang out, have a beer together and shit. I think that's what people's problem is, that they're afraid the world goes on without them. You know what I mean? Um, but that's the reality. You know what I mean? The world's gonna go on without you. You know what I mean? And you will eventually be forgotten about. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. You know that, as far as, if you had somebody that's passed away, you don't think about them every day anymore. They cross your mind sometimes. You know what I mean? But your memory is only going to be the memory of you is only going to last until the last person that knew you dies. After that, there's nobody even knows who you are. You know what I mean? So uh, that's the way it's going to be for everybody. So why be afraid? That's just what life is.
I don't think we have actually, I know, it's not that I think, we have never ever said, we got together at the beginning of 2019 and we got married in 2020. We knew we were meant to be with each other. We if you guys follow the YouTube channel, we have um, videos on our marriage and what we stand by and what we live by. We wanted something traditional and old school, and we found that in each other. And then you get hit, you find your soulmate, you find that person that's on the same level as you, and you get hit with cancer. And so early on in our marriage, and we never once ever said, why us? We never said that.
Mm-mm.
Never. We've never ever said that. It was more of like, yeah, it's a shock. And I cried once at that when the very beginning. And I said I wasn't ever going to cry again. And I was going to be strong for him. And we lean on each other for that strength. Sometimes he has no idea, that I do have moments of, I do get a little not so strong. Some people would still say that I'm strong. Um, but he has no idea how much strength he gives me just watching him in his journey. um there's never been moments of weakness or anything like that. We're human, and there's times where we kind of lean on each other for that support, but it's never ever have we ever said been angry about it or mad or or any signs of weaknesses in any way. We just focus on right now and moving forward. There's no point in trying to figure out, well, if this happens we're going to do this, and if that happens we're going to do we have zero control over this. I have no control over it. He has no control over it. We just need to focus on right now and today. And yesterday was a great day, and today he was feeling a little sick, and it's okay. Here we are live with you guys, sharing our story, sharing our journey, and all we can do is focus on right now. That's what we agreed to do.
Yeah,
And
the thing with me is that I guess, like I don't sit like she said, we don't there's none of that, why me, why this and why that. You know what I mean? I don't think of that. I don't think of it that way. You know what I mean? And I've explained it in other videos, like one of the first videos I did uh last year, and then one recently that I did not too long ago, probably like about 2 weeks ago, I posted it up. Is that um I've done a lot of fucked up things. You know what I mean? A lot of terrible things in my life. You know what I mean? That caused me to have to go do time, and or I was living on the streets and shit like that for a lot of years. You know what I mean? I did a lot of stupid things to people. You know what I mean? Whether it was like other men, or even to
you were hurtful.
yeah,
You were hurtful. You were a
yeah,
hurtful
to
person.
women. You know what I mean? And I don't mean like in an abusive way as far as physical abuse toward women. I've never been that kind of guy. You know what I mean? But I was a fucking like a manipulator. You know what I mean? I
A user
used
of
I would
love.
use women. You know what I mean? And but to men, I've done a lot of fucked up things to people. You know what I mean? And caused a lot of uh, um, what do you call it, like pain to other people's families and shit like that, to other people's mothers and fathers and family members. You know what I mean? And so my thing has always been, from the beginning of this whole situation, has always been a karma. You know what I mean? My whole thing is karma. Karma is gonna bite you in your ass. You know what I mean? You No matter what you do in life, whether it's good shit or bad shit, it doesn't really matter what you do. You're gonna pay for it one day. Even if it's good things, you do good things for people, or you're a good person, good things are gonna happen to you. You know what I mean? Even though, but even bad things are gonna happen to you. Even if you're a good person, but karma is gonna bite you in the ass. You know what I mean? And you're gonna pay for whatever it is that you've done.
So
And
you
so
believe karma.
I,
This
I believe that what I'm going through right now is because of the things that I have done. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't sit down and 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 um and feel sorry for myself and be like, oh, okay, why is this happening to me? And because there's people out there that do feel that way when shit like that happens. Like, why me? Well, I know. I don't have to ask those questions. I know why it's happening. I gotta pay for whatever it is that I've done. And I can accept that. Other people, they cannot accept that. You know what I mean? And I can. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't live my life all, you know, uh feeling sorry for myself and all that shit like that. And I continue to live my life the way that I want to live it, because I have to go through this shit because of the things that I have done. You know what I mean? So I just continue going forward. You know what I mean? I don't dwell on it like other people do. It doesn't depress me. You know what I mean? It didn't depress me in the very beginning when I first found out. There's people out there, they get depressed and they don't know how to handle shit, and they'll shut down. And some people, there's people out there that would take their own lives and shit like that. You know what I mean? They go through a depressive state and shit, and maybe lock themselves in their home for a while. Whatever the fuck they go through, and I didn't. You know what I mean? When I found out, I was like, okay, uh, you know, what's next? That's all
Mhm.
I needed to know. That's all I needed the doctor to tell me, okay, what are we gonna do now? You know what I mean? You're telling me I got cancer, I have stage 4 cancer. Okay, so what's the plan now? You know what I mean? That's all I cared about. You know what I mean? And just keep on going. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm back at work. I live a normal life. People, at work, some people don't know that I'm fighting cancer. They don't know that, because I live my life as normal as possible. You know what I mean? I don't go around and fucking sniveling all the time and shit. You know what I mean? I just live my life. You know what I mean? But I understand that it is because of the things that I have done. And that's just the way that I that's the way I look at it, and that's how I accept it.
Mhm.
Big Chuco, what's up, bro? I tried to get a hold of you the other day. I'll hit you up tomorrow. I was trying to call you 2 days ago, but it wouldn't for some reason wouldn't go through. But what's up, bro? How you doing? I hope everything's okay over there.
It's true, and that's one thing that we said from the very beginning is no one's journey is the same, and there is no wrong or right way of dealing with any situation, right? Especially with cancer. Um, I think one of the things you did ask from the beginning was not only were you going to do what the doctors are saying, but also you questioned, if I couldn't stay, couldn't handle it, or stay by your side. It was kind of like now's my out type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You did.
There's people out there that they'll fucking leave you at your worst because they can't deal with it. You know what I mean? There's men and women that they find out like their husband has some kind of terminal disease or whatever. There's a lot to go with it. You know what I mean? It's not like this shit's not easy. I think that we make it look easy. You know what I mean? Me and her make the shit look easy, but you ain't here to see what goes on. You know what I mean? Or how I'm feeling and shit like that. You know what I mean? So like, okay, yeah, on camera, it's like, oh yeah, they have a good relationship. Well, we do have a good relationship.
We
You know what I mean? We
do.
have a good marriage and all that shit like that.
It's
And it's like,
strong.
oh, this guy, he's not feeling. He doesn't look like he's feeling bad. He's having beer, he's hanging out. You know what I mean? Having conversation and shit like that. But yeah, the thing is like, you gotta put on that persona. What I mean, some people, what do people expect me to sit here and be in front of this camera and fucking crying and I feel sick, my stomach hurts, you know what I mean? I'm spitting out blood, you know what I mean? I'm going through all these fucking things, you know what I mean? And to what? To get people to feel sorry for me? You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't show you all the stuff that I'm going through. You know what I mean? I don't show you the pills that I'm taking and shit. You know what I mean? I'm just living my life. You know what I mean? And
I think we decided to take this platform I think what you're saying is we decided to take this platform and do it more in a positive light. What we do as a married couple, um, to lean on each other and get through this. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. We don't know what the end result is going to be. We don't focus on that. Um, so we just focus on right now. Just look right here. His wife asked for a divorce after finding out his diagnosis. I actually have had friends come up to me once we were came out with the diagnosis in it, and we found out what was going on.
there's a
I
lot
had
to it.
friends. I had friends that said there is no way my marriage would have survived this. The marriage was rocky. It wasn't good. It was not on a strong foundation. There's no way in hell my marriage would have sustained this type of news. And it's sad. And that's why him and I truly believe that we met at the time that we did, and we created that foundation. We created those roots in our marriage and our relationship because we were supposed to go through this. That is why I've never said why me, or I'm going to leave you, I can't do this anymore. Even though he's come to me and said these types of things, like, now's your out, you can get out if you can't deal with this anymore. I get it, just go. That I've looked at him, and I understand why he's telling me that, but there's no way. I could never imagine. That's not even in my DNA to be able to walk away from him, even at this point. He's my soulmate. I think like he does. So there's no way I could ever walk out on you, ever. That's not even an idea. It's not even a concept. It's not even a thought that enters my mind at all. My
Mm,
role is to be here next to you always.
Well, that's what I told her from the beginning. Like, hey, if you can't deal with it, then just go ahead and take off now. You know what I mean? Don't waste your time. You know what I mean? I got I got to deal with this bullshit. You know what I mean? So like, don't waste your time. You know what I mean? I got no matter what, she's here, she's not here. I still got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you can't deal with it, because like I said, there's people out there like, and that guy just said in the comment that his wife left him. You know what I mean? After his diagnosis. You know what I mean? There's a lot to it. It's not easy. This shit's not easy. I mean, I don't know how the fuck I would deal with it. I wouldn't leave her, but it's like fuck. That's a fucked up situation. You know what I mean? I'm dealing with the cancer. She's watching me deal with it.
Mhm.
So I can't even I can't even, fathom she's dealing with cancer and then I gotta watch her deal with it. That's a rough fucking thing. Some people can't do that, so they're gonna leave. Like I can't do it. I gotta get out of here. I can't deal with that shit. You know what I mean? I can't watch somebody dying or going through that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know how. I mean, I wouldn't leave her, but it'd be a rough thing to do to sit here and watch somebody going through what they're going through. Because with cancer, you know, you're gonna know more people that die from it than survive from it. If
Mhm.
you survive cancer, you're lucky. And most likely, if you get cancer and you survive cancer, you're gonna get cancer again. It doesn't just go away.
It's weird how it works. I've had
We know
people, yeah,
people
we know people, and
that have
it'll
4
manifest itself in a different form.
yeah, they have 4 different forms of cancer. They beat
Mhm.
it and they beat it and they get it again somewhere else. And they beat it, they get it somewhere else. Who?
He's asking if that happens.
What do you mean to me or to you?
Me. Are you asking about it?
Yeah, who are you asking? Are you asking her that or are you asking me that? About other dudes getting at who? Me or her? I mean, I don't know what you mean.
If you're asking about me,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're asking. Like if you're asking her that question or you know what I mean? Um
not.
one thing,
I don't.
okay, again, I don't know where you come from, you know what I mean? But we're here in Southern California, you know what I mean? And I was explaining this earlier and when we were talking about the biker community here in Southern California, everything is about respect, and a lot of us know each other. I know a
Mhm.
lot of people out here, a lot of people know who I am, you know what I mean? Um, I haven't is I don't know. I haven't had that
Mhm.
issue of where she tells me like, "Hey, this dude's over here trying to get at me and shit." You know what I mean? I've never had that issue, but I've been watching that shit happen lately with other people. I'm not saying I got more respect from people out here than those guys do, but it hasn't happened to me. I see it happening to them. All that tells me is that those dudes that other guys have tried to get at their wives or taken their fucking wives from them didn't have no respect from the beginning. You know what I mean? Them other dudes just didn't respect those guys. You know what I mean? So uh I seen it happen, but as far as me, she has never come to me and says, "Hey, here's these messages. This dude's trying to get at me, or he's trying to talk to me, and blah blah
Yeah.
blah." She's never, you know what I mean? And she showed me when dudes, because there are dudes out there that will send her messages, but it's not necessarily dudes that are in the biker scene. It's just
Yeah.
dudes that are just being dudes, and she's
Random.
random fucking
We
guys,
don't even
dick
know.
pics and shit. Like, well, you dumb bastard, you're a fucking senator. She didn't show it to me like, hey, look, this dude sent this shit to me, and then she's gonna block him. You know what I mean? But she has never come to me and said, hey, so and so is
Has
trying to
been
get at me and shit,
disrespectful.
like, or
Yeah.
he's being disrespectful. That shit has never happened to me. But again, I see that shit happen to other dudes, and that just tells me that them dudes just didn't have no respect from these other people that are doing that to them. So but for me, no, or for her, no, I have never
Mm-mm.
seen that kind of shit happen.
I think people know, the people that we know in this community, in this area, have never come at me sideways like that, um, or in any disrespectful manner. And it never has. I know probably people think that might happen, but no, it hasn't. And I think it's just a level of respect that I hold as for him as my husband, and me myself as his wife. That's another thing. I'm his wife, so I need to conduct myself in a respectful manner. And that is just something that I live by. Um I know I'm his wife, and I should hold myself to that standard and that high regard as being his wife. So I don't people there's nobody has come at me like that ever. Now, are there those weird people from like these out of country type things, Um, yeah, these weird randomness and their fake accounts, just strange ones. I show him and then I block and delete because I'm not putting that in there. And I do that. I conduct myself in that manner always. I'm always very, even in public, if we're not together, I still conduct myself as if he's standing right next to me always. And that's just a code that I live by.
And the fucked up thing about that is there's women out there that are probably seeing what she's saying, and it says like they wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? That, oh, I wouldn't live that way and yada yada yada. But that's why you ain't got a good relationship, or you're always in and out of relationships, or you got, you can't, your marriages don't last. You know what I mean? Because you guys, there's a lot of women out there that want to be the man in the relationship. They want to call the shots in the relationship, and that's not the way that things go. That's not the way that things that they won't last that way. You know what I mean? We've talked about this before. Um, there can only be one man in a marriage. If you're the man, then what is your man? He's the woman in your relationship. I'm not the woman here. You know what I mean? She's my wife. I don't force her to do nothing. I don't put my hands on her. I don't just talk to her disrespectfully. I don't do things that I wouldn't let some other person do. You know what I mean? Like I would never let another dude disrespect my wife, call her a bitch, put their hands on her. So why would I do that? You know what I mean? I don't live that way. You know what I mean? But she also has to have respect for me, for my household, and for my views and the way that I want to do things. You know what I mean? I'm the leader here. There's only one leader in the home. And so, like I said, any woman that's out there that's watching this shit, if you're running the show of your house, just know that your man's the woman in your relationship. And how do you respect that man? How do you respect that guy? How do you respect that guy that you think is your man, but he's really the woman in the relationship? You know what I mean? And how does that man look at himself in the mirror every day, knowing that he doesn't run shit, but he gets ran over on? You know what I mean? So I'm not that guy. And like I said, people will look at it a certain way and think like, oh, he's mean and he's
Or
controlling.
he holds me down.
Yeah, I'm controlling. I'm not controlling. I'm not controlling. She can do whatever she wants.
Mhm.
She can go hang out with her friends. She can go do whatever she wants to do. I don't tell her nothing because I'm not her father, not her parent. She's not mine either. You know what I mean? If I want to go out with my friends, I'm gonna go out with my friends. If I want to stay out all night, I'm gonna do that. She can't tell me what to do. You know what I mean? It could work both ways. She didn't tell me nothing. I do what I want to do, but I just choose to do the things that I want to do and live the way that I want to
Mhm.
live. You know what I mean? I choose that. She doesn't choose it for me. You know what I'm
I
saying?
choose to not stay out all night. I choose not to, you know, put myself in situations that look questionable. I choose to, come home and be with my husband and be a mom and take care of my home. I choose those things. I choose not to put myself in situations even on social media. Those are the things I choose because I chose this marriage because I wanted a man to lead. I wanted someone that was going to nourish us, that was going to lead us, that was going to protect and provide. Um I wasn't looking for anything less than that. Um Now with that being said, my opinion in our marriage does matter. It does count. He comes to me, he'll talk to me about it. We make decisions together. But it's a lot of people would say it's an old way of thinking, but I don't.
Yeah, we you know what I mean? and I explained it before. You know, if I'm gonna do something, okay, just for instance, my bike is in the shop now. I'm spending, a lot of money on that bike when I get it out. But I didn't just put it in there. I told her, this is what I want to do. If she would have said, no, we ain't got the money to be doing this shit right now, whatever, then I would say, okay, that's cool. I'll try to compromise and say, okay, well, I'm gonna do this instead of doing all this, I'll do this and that. You know what I mean? But if I decided, well, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna do it anyway. That's the way it was gonna be. I'm gonna do it anyway. But I go to her and let her know, not asking her. I don't ask her if I can do it. Letting her know what I want to do. And if it, she has a good point and why I shouldn't, then I say, all right, you're right. Well, let me do it this way then. What about like this? You know what I mean? I'm gonna compromise with it. Then okay, that's cool then. And we'll do it that way. But if I say, well, I'm gonna go balls out and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the bills, what it's gonna cost me. I don't care about that. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it, and that's just the way it's gonna be. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? So, but I come to her with everything that's going on. But I'm gonna make that final decision at the end of the day, whether I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make that decision. But if she's right, I'd be a fucking idiot to go against her. If she tells me something and I say, and I think about it, I say, oh shit, you know what? She's right. I didn't think about that. She's right. If I would have did it the way I would have did it, I would have messed things up. But no, she's right. So no, I'm gonna do it the way she said it because she's right. And because she's a woman doesn't mean that she's gonna be wrong. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go to her and ask her about it.
Hell yeah, user 545892345678.
What the
You
fuck?
should be choosy. We all should be choosy. I'm choosy, and so I hope that you are
I don't-
choosy too.
Who? I don't see where it says that.
Up here. Yeah, life is about choices. We've done a video on that before. Someone said I was so choosy. Yeah,
I don't
life is
know.
about choices.
Yeah.
It really is.
You know, the thing is-
You either choose to stay in situations that you're in, or you can choose to get out of them. You can choose to be happy. You could choose to see life great. You could choose to see life not great. You could choose to stay stuck in a relationship that you're not happy in, or you could choose to get out of it. Life is about choices. It's a constant making a left or right. We are constantly at forks in the road, constantly. So I would hope that you have the free will to make choices. And if you don't have that free will to make choices, then you need to reevaluate where you're at in your life so that you can put yourself in a situation where you are able to make a free choice.
It's not for everybody. You know what I mean? This life that we live, the way that we live it, is not for everybody, especially at this time. Uh and my thing is because women want to they want to take a certain role in the relationship nowadays. You know what I mean? Um and I think that's what's messing things up for people. Like I said, you can't have two dominant people in a relationship.
You'll bump
It doesn't
heads.
work.
You'll
It
bump
doesn't
heads.
work. Somebody has to be the dominant one. Somebody has to be more submissive one. And if you're a woman, my thing is to other men, be a man. You know what I mean? Um, stop let don't let a woman run you. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work. Or just take your part. Take your role. If that's what you're gonna do, then accept your role. Accept your role and say, okay, you know what? My woman, my wife has taken the lead in our relationship, and I'm the submissive one. Now, tell yourself, look at yourself as a man in the mirror and say that you are the woman in your relationship. See how you Swallow that fucking pill. Because that's exactly what you are. If your woman's running your relationship, you are the woman. Now go in the mirror and accept that and be the woman that you are. I'm not the woman here. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And it works out for me and her. It might not work for everybody else. You know what I mean? But it works out for me and her. And most my friends that have long relationships, that have good marriages, they're exactly the same way. They are the men in their relationships, and their wives are the women in the relationship. They accept it that's the way it is, and their marriages and their relationships run very well. Now look at the people that you know that break up, constantly break up, or whatever. They're always in different relationships. Look at how they're running it. That woman wants to be calling the shots in the relationship. She wants to be the dominant one, and it doesn't work that way unless that man accepts his role as the woman. You
And
know what I
that
mean?
might work for that
And that might work
relationship.
for you.
We're
That might
not
work for
saying
you.
we're not saying that there's just like what works for us may not work for somebody else. We're just saying on this platform with us, if you're tuning in, this is what works for us. This is what we have. I have been in a failed relationship, so has he. But when we came together, we said, look at this is what I did in my past relationships. He said the same thing. This is what I do not want to repeat. I don't want to repeat this. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I was looking for in these past relationships. And he said the same thing, and we said this is what we were going to do differently to make it work. And it's been amazing. It's been an amazing
Like
journey.
even my brother is on my brother, my younger brother is on my Instagram live. He says it. Take that jagged little pill and swallow it. And the reason being because his marriage is the same way. My brother is the man in his marriage. That's his household. You know what I mean? And his wife has no problem with that. You know what I mean? His wife has no problem, but he's my brother. We grew up the same way. You know what I mean? Even though we grew up in a more strict. Well, I'll just say strict home. You know what I mean? My father was the man of the house, and that's it. My mother accepted that, and she was like that. My mother made sure that my father's clothes were in the restroom when got home from work, so he'd take a shower. His newspaper was right there. Yeah, dinner was ready by like 5 or 6. You know what I mean? That's just the way that it was. You know what I mean? And I grew up that way, and so that's I took to that. That's the way things are supposed to be. You know what I mean? I think that if people went back to that, if men would take their place at the head of the table, and the woman would take her place, you know, next to her man, instead of trying to be above him, this place would be it would be a way better world if men would take their fucking roles and women would accept their roles of where they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, oh shit, look who's back. But like I said, it works for me and her. It might not work for you, but I tell you like this: for any man to sit here and say that it doesn't work for him to be the man in his relationship and his woman to be the woman in relationship, there's a fucking problem. You know what I mean? And accept what you are. Like I said, accept what you are, and be upfront and honest about it. Be upfront and honest about it. Say, hey, my woman's the man in the relationship, and I'm the woman in the relationship, and she runs shit, and I don't run nothing. I don't. I don't. That's rough. That would be rough. But some of you men need to go in the mirror and say that shit. Go in the mirror and look at yourself and say that you don't run a damn thing, and you're the woman here.
Because you could be that way respectfully. And that's how it is in our marriage.
As far as what?
Because I bet there's people saying, "Oh yeah, he's probably like an asshole in the marriage."
You can, but the thing
Dominates.
is, like, yeah, the people can think that way, but the people that come around us, all the people that come around us, know that that's not true.
Yeah,
They know that, like, hey, Mike doesn't fucking talk to this woman like, hey, bitch, or push her around, or degrade her in front of people and shit like that, or make her feel less than a woman. You know what I mean? He doesn't do that kind of stuff. You have when people come around, they say, "Oh, this motherfucker really does have that kind of relationship." You know what I mean? Like he's not disrespectful to her. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, they know like Mike runs the fucking house. Mike is the man of his marriage. She's not running his marriage. She's not running nothing like that. He runs the marriage. And they know that, but I don't do it in a disrespectful way by being disrespectful towards you. You know what I mean? I know there's guys out there that do that kind of shit. They'll talk to their woman all fucked up and in front of people to try to prove a point. And it's like, what point are you proving? What kind of point are you proving when you disrespect your woman in front of other people? If there's a problem between me and you, it's between me and you. I'll tell you to the side, or we'll come in the house and say, hey, watch what you're doing, and blah, blah, blah. I tell you, I don't try to scold you in front of people.
yeah, we don't do that.
You know what I mean? And you sure in the hell ain't gonna do that shit to me. Be trying to tell me anything in front of people. It's like, if you got something to say to me, say, hey, can we go in the house? I talk to you real quick. You know what I mean? But don't ever try to do that shit in front of people, because if you do that, then it's gonna be a fucking problem. You know what I mean? But we don't live like that. We don't have those kind of fucking problems. You know what I'm saying? So who's that?
Hmm.
Hmm.
What? Oh.
Gabe. What Gabe? What Gabe is that? Um, that's true. Like my brother said right now, know your role. We all got a part to play, and not everyone gets to be the foreman. You know what I mean? There's always got to be somebody that's running shit. You know what I mean? The two people can't run shit. Only one. You know what I mean? So again, but me and him are brothers. You know what I mean? We grew up in the same household. We grew up the same way. You know what I mean? So it's just that we change things. I change things the way that from what I seen growing up. I seen things, happening that, I don't do, you know what I mean? But, that was, back in the days, you know what I mean? Things were different back in the days for people that are from this time, you know what I mean? Like I see the way that the world is, I say, man, I feel like I'm from a different fucking planet, because these people are different. These people are fucking weird, you know what I mean? Like um things are changing so much. Back in the day when I was a little kid, if a husband whooped his wife's ass and the cops came, he didn't go to jail. They would say, hey, take a walk, get the fuck out of here, come back tomorrow. That's all they did. They weren't taking you to jail for whooping your woman's ass. Most of the cops would probably come like, well, she probably deserved her ass whooping. You know what I mean? They didn't give a shit that you were whooping your woman's ass or kicking your kid's ass. They didn't care about that shit. They would just tell you, hey, get the hell out of here. Come back when you're sober. You were able to drink beer when you were driving. Things were so much different than they are right now. You know what I mean? So like I said, I come from a different place. You know what I mean? This is a whole different fucking planet. These people that I see nowadays are weird. You know what I mean? But that's how things were back then. Nobody gave a shit about a woman getting her ass whooped. You know what I mean? But I don't, man, I just look at things differently now. I mean, I'm not whooping on no woman's ass. You know what I mean? She can't beat me up. So why would I want to whoop her ass for? Maybe she could fight. It'd be a fair fight, but it wouldn't be a fair fight. I'd tear her ass up quick.
I think I could fight you now.
She probably could. Yeah, I'm weak. She probably could beat me up now. Yeah,
you have cancer now.
She probably could beat me up now. You know what I mean? But I just don't believe in that shit. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That's just our relationship. It works good for us. There's a lot of people out there with opinions. They'll say things about her, like, other women will say shit about her, like, like she's weak or some shit like that. And it's like, okay, well, look at yourself. Look at yourself and look at your relationships. How many fucking kids, fathers do you have? How many failed relationships have you been in? You know what I mean? Because you are trying to take a role that you can't live up to.
But we've been those people in our other past relationships, you know? It's just now when we met each other, it's just this is what we choose to live our life. You can call it it's old mentality thinking, you can call it whatever it is, but it's what works for us.
Yeah, it works for us, and it doesn't work for everybody else. So if it doesn't work for you, that's on you. Just like I said, any man that has taken on that role of being the submissive one in your relationship, accept it. You know what I mean? Accept it and take your fucking part. You know, make sure dinner's ready every night. What's Cisco? Whatever you want it to be about, Cisco. You know what I mean? You have any questions and shit, just ask. You know, and I'll answer it. Oh shit! That fucking beer tastes like bong water.
I know Australia.
Shit,
Somebody
solid that.
from
Yeah, you can ask whatever you want. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like an open forum type thing. You know what I mean? I'll be getting off here pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't followed the YouTube channel, we have a YouTube channel. A lot of the videos are just him by himself. Some are with me. If you guys are interested in his little horror stories that he has, you can listen to those. They're pretty entertaining.
You both are a very good looking couple. Okay, well, I'm not filtered and she is, so I am good looking. Her, not so much. Well, I'm drinking I don't know this shit right here. I got it from Lazy Dog because I'm so much of a fucking drunk that I got a account at Lazy Dog and I get free beer from them like every 3 months. And it's some I don't know what the hell it is, but it's an IPA and it tastes like bong water. But since I opened it, I was like, oh, I might as well
Might
just
as
drink
well
it.
drink it.
You know what I mean? But it's
We've been
pretty
together
gross.
since, well, we met at the end of 2018 and then we started seeing each other like the beginning of 2019. So
The bike putting new rims on, 21 in the front, 18 in the rear, 40 spoke traditionals, no fat spoke, 270 tire on both front and the back. New ape hangers that I got from Steady Custom Cycles, new cables, the chromite cables, um, air intake, a new air intake. Uh, when they were almost done, they seen that my pulley was bad. It had broken teeth in it, and it was shredding the belt. So they're changing the pulley and the belt too. So yeah, I mean, one thing led to another.
that's a lot.
Yeah, I know.
We'll probably do a video or we'll do photos
No,
and be posting them.
I like IPAs, man. I like them. I really like. If I'm drinking IPA, I think drink Space Dust. But these ones from Lazy Dog, they have like two of you get 8 beers, so you get two of different beers from all over the I guess the United States, different breweries. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they taste like shit. And this one is like I said, it tastes like fucking bong water.
Yeah, Ruben, you're right. It never stops. I think this is like what the third time you've changed the bike?
Yeah, about 3 times
About
already.
3 times. Yeah.
Stone Lord, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? You still on that shit, huh? Getting high? That dude smoking. He always smoking some weed. Um. Well, I don't know about a hookup as far as I got. Yeah, I mean, there's some parts that I can get for cheaper than what you or other people would get because I know the people that make some of these bars and then the shop that my bike's at. Yeah, I mean that's my homie Matt. Um, I don't know what kind of discounts or anything like I can get, but I know a lot of people as far as parts go and shit like that here in Southern California. So yeah, I can get them a little bit cheaper than what you would get them if you just call and try to get the parts. I never heard of that.
haven't
I
heard
only
that either.
drink. The only one I ever fuck with it was Space Dust, and then whatever Lazy Dog gives me. But I have like, I don't know, probably like 15 IPAs in my refrigerator from Lazy Dog, and it's like it's a luck of the draw. You crack one, taste it, it's like, oh shit. I had one time that was like I couldn't drink it. I took a drink of it and that was it. I took one drink, I poured that shit down the sink. It was just,
It's just
I think it was like a 12%. And I was like, nope, I ain't drinking that shit. And it was a thick ass can too. It was like I don't know, like 32-ounce can or something like that from Black Sales or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, I couldn't drink that crap. But anyways, I'm about to get off here. It's already fucking 4:15. I was supposed to go do some other shit, but I didn't end up doing it. Um, so if you have any more questions before I get off here, I'll be taking off like 5 minutes. I'll go off in like 5 minutes. If you have any other questions about
If you have any
whatever.
questions or want like a topic to discuss or ask something directly, you can either follow him on IG. It's the same name as this account on TikTok. It's the same account for YouTube as well. You can follow him. You can follow me. I'm on Instagram. I actually run the TikTok page. So
yeah,
for
so all
him.
you fucking perverts that send stuff over there, you females.
I actually get to read them all.
Yeah, I don't see any of the messages.
Yes, you do. I send it. I show them to you.
If you're gonna send some titty pics. We'll play. It's called show and tell. You show me, and I'll tell everybody. Send some titty pics to fucking TikTok, and I'm telling all my friends.
Ladies, if you send him a message, I do pass the message forward to him. I'm not jealous like that.
So when we get the stripper pole here in the garage, you get invited to come strip here.
We're gonna put a stripper pole in here, by the way.
Willa Skywalker, how you doing, bro? Clovis, New Mexico. Never heard of a place called Clovis, New Mexico.
And then send them all to the fellas.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's called show and tell. You show me, and I tell everybody.
Thanks again, you guys, for joining us.
If you want to send titty pictures, send them to TikTok.
Send the titty pics.
Yeah, send TikTok to send to my IG too.
I know a lot of people will start talking shit about him, maybe about me, about how our marriage is and how our relationship works, and that's okay. You can talk shit all you want. It's fine. But what works for one may not work for the other, and that's all right. But obviously this is our platform you stumbled on, and
yeah,
this is what we think, and this is how we view. So the people that do support it, love it, follow us. Let us know what other content you'd like to hear. Jump onto the YouTube channel, because the YouTube channel has a lot of his stuff on there. So you let us know.
See, you were talking, not me.
What was that?
I don't know. Live access removed.
That's fine.
That's fine. You already get out here anyway. So, anyways, I'm gonna get off here because they kicked me off TikTok again, and I didn't do anything this time. But TikTok loves to kick me off TikTok. But anyways, yeah, I appreciate you guys watching the videos, and if for all you people on YouTube, or on Instagram, hit the YouTube channel and subscribe to it. It's the same name as the Instagram. Just subscribe to it. Doesn't cost you shit. Just hit subscribe, and that's it. And my videos will pop up. So, anyways, I appreciate it, and we'll be talking to you guys later on.
Bye.